What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we back in the Netherlands. We got 10 more facts about the Netherlands. This is part 2. Hey, finna check this out. Y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Send out more recommendations. Also, I've been trying out candy from Sweden. Hey, my Dutchies, I need y'all to send me either a website or something where I can order some Dutch candy, or if you'd like to send me something, my address is in the description below. So, hey, I'll do a video. I did one on Sweden candy, so definitely interested in trying some food, some snacks from the Netherlands. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I struggle and emerge. Who quoted that? Oh, Zealing Matu.
The Netherlands is one amazingly beautiful place, filled with rich culture, great people, who are all for peace and progress, and above all, a history and beautiful landscape, despite the fact that it might be a very flat country. And today here on FTD Facts, we are jumping back into the country of the Netherlands, or as you might call it, Holland, and finding out what is great about this country yet again. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to FTD Facts. My name is Dave Walpole, and yes, this is actually a part 2 to our Netherlands video. Now, the reason we're doing a part 2 is because our first video, well, you guys had a lot of things to say. We had a lot of likes on that video, and here on the channel, if videos get a lot of likes, well, we generally kind of go back into the topics about either countries, or we do part 2s to them. And because a lot of you guys had to give us some extra facts about the country, we've decided let's go into doing another one. And just to remind you guys, if this video gets more than 1,000 likes, well then hey, we're going to do a part 3 as well. So if you guys want to see more after this video,
I have to check out the part 3.
And on top of that, if you like learning about different cultures and people from all around the world, well, you want to hit that subscribe button. And last but not least, if you guys missed our first video and you want to learn some cool facts about the Netherlands as well, well, I'll put some cards in this video and it'll be at the end of it. But let's get started. Let's look at the Netherlands in our part 2 video. So one thing that we want to start off with is let's talk about how the Netherlands has a relationship with Google. Now, some people may already know that in Holland or the Netherlands, they have a lot of bicycles. And some people may also believe that Google has actually lended help to the Netherlands by creating its own self-driving bike.
I ain't never seen or heard about that. No way. No way.
Or the Netherlands, they have a lot of bicycles.
And
and
I need
some
to
people
find
may
that
also
video.
believe that Google has actually lended help to the Netherlands by creating its own self-driving bike.
I need
now, I know
to
some of
find
you guys
that.
may have heard this and you may go, oh my god, that's amazing. The truth is that is actually not true. The whole video was made as a April's Fool joke.
Oh.
So unfortunately, there are no self-driving bikes.
I was about to say, I was like, nobody told me about that. I did not know
Made
that.
as a April's Fool joke.
Okay,
so
okay.
unfortunately, there are no self-driving
It kinda
bikes
looked
within
like it's
Holland,
animated
unless
right
somebody
there.
has made them themselves, but it's not a Google thing. Now, in our last video, some of you guys were talking about in the comments section about how it's rainy all the time in the Netherlands. And for this country, the best time to go for tourists is what they usually call in season, which usually happens from April to mid-October. And although some people feel that it rains all the time within the Netherlands, that is different from region to region.
The way it rains there, if they say, that's just like Texas. Like, it rained yesterday. It was actually hailing yesterday or last night. And today it's supposed to be like 70 degrees. So then it's probably going to rain again in the next couple of days. It might snow tomorrow. Like, the Texas weather is crazy. I know how you feel, Netherlands. I know
People feel that it rains all the time within the Netherlands. That is different from region to region. Because overall, there's actually really no rainy season for the country. But however, it is known to have a maritime climate, with February being their coolest month. And their average mean temperature in February is approximately 3.3 Celsius, with July being hottest with a temperature of 17.9 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay.
And overall, when it comes to rain, they get approximately 832.5 millimeters of precipitation. Now, one thing that was cool when I read back into the comments section, I did notice that somebody did mention that the King of the Netherlands actually flies for KLM. Because in our last video, we did mention how
Flies
KLM
for
is the
KLM?
oldest flight company in the world and is originally from Holland. But as for King William Alexander, he actually admitted to the Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf that he had been secretly flying for KLM for 21 years. And although he has flown smaller aircrafts for the company, he did state that he was planning to retrain for the new bigger aircraft that the company now provides.
Wow.
Which I think is actually awesome that a king actually does real work. I mean, like, you hear of other kings and princes and
That's
stuff like
pretty
that
cool.
doing military service, but this is not military service. This is just like, you know, every average
Serving people, basically, giving them a good flight, making sure they make it to their destination. I think that's pretty
military
cool.
service, but this is not military service. This is just like, you know, every average day sort of job sort of thing, and I think that's amazing. Now, of course, in our last video, guys, some of you out there were like, oh god, Dave Walpole, you are the worst at pronouncing some of our words. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm Canadian. Some of you guys actually said, yo, not bad for a Canuck or an American. That's actually pretty good.
Canucker.
So if I pronounce anything wrong, yo, just give me a break, okay? And with that in mind, in our last video, I did mention that Friesland was the largest province in the country.
Friesland.
Now, from what I've heard, it's actually not pronounced Friesland like French fries. It's more like Friesland, like, you know, it's
Friesland.
frozen. It's not actually frozen, but it's like Friesland. I just didn't know that. And when it comes to this particular province and this particular fact, we did mention how Friesland is the largest province by land size. And unfortunately, that is not actually true, depending on how you look at it.
See, I never heard of Friesland. At least I don't think so. I don't remember it in the other videos.
By land size. And unfortunately, that is not actually true, depending on how you look at it. Because Friesland, if you go by border size, it is the largest province within the Netherlands. But if you were to exclude all the water, Gelderland comes in as the largest landmass, being approximately 4,972 kilometers square. And considering we're talking about provinces, we should also mention the smallest province by population, and that is Zeeland. Now, currently, it has a population estimate of 380,600 people. And although it is a very small place when it comes to its population, it has a very similar sound to many outsiders, because the island of New Zealand is actually named after the province of Zeeland. And although it is spelled differently, believe it or not, New Zealand got its name after this small
knew
populated province due to the Dutch explorer Abel Janszoon Tasman, who discovered New Zealand on his first Pacific voyage after spotting the shores of New Zealand on December 13th, 1642. Now, in our last video, you also noticed there was an image we used of a lot of tall ships going down a river. Now, this is actually a festival called Sail to Amsterdam, where old tall ships come from all around the world to take part in. And as a matter of fact, they've had ships come from all different places of the world, such as places like America, Chile, Colombia, etc. But what makes this festival unique from other tall ship festivals from around the world is its origins. Because it all started in 1975 to celebrate Amsterdam's 700th birthday. And it is actually a very rare thing to see because it only happens once every 5 years. Take that, the Olympics. And speaking about the Olympics, well, we cannot forget about talking about the Olympics when we think of the Netherlands because, well, one thing for sure, they've won a lot of medals. Now, for the Netherlands, they've contributed to almost every single Olympics since they began in 1990. Now, for some in the country, they know that the Netherlands has only hosted the Olympics once in 1928. However, it should be noted that the sailing event in the 1920 Games was actually held in Amsterdam. And although they may not be hosts all the time, they are actually indeed winners, because the Netherlands has provided some of the best athletes in the world and has gained the country a total of 130 gold medals.
I actually seen the figure skating video. It was real good. Like, I always seen figure skate or like speed skating and figure skating. I've seen things, but speed skating. But that's a lot of medals. I seen the video and they just dominated They just dominated that area.
And has gained the country a total of 130 gold medals, 136 silver medals, and 149 bronze medals.
That is crazy.
Bringing a total of 415 Olympic medals for the country. And keep in mind, guys, that update is just
Ain't that girl be Gabby Douglas? Ain't that? No, that's not. I forgot her name.
415 Olympic medals for the country. And keep in mind, guys, that update is just from this year of recording, which is 2018. As well, when it comes to their sports, the athletes of the Netherlands are known greatly for speed skating, cycling, and swimming. And to date, the Netherlands ranks 4th in the world when it comes to cycling, with a total of 49 medals and 18 of them being gold. And as for swimming, they ranked 6th with a total of 59 medals and 22 being gold. But overall, the sport they are feared for the most by other countries is speed skating, as they rank #1 in the entire world. And not only do they have the most gold medals coming in at 42, they also have the most medals, equaling 121.
That
and
is
one thing
crazy.
that we definitely have to talk about that we missed in our last video was the imports and exports of this great nation. Now currently it sits at 9th in the world when it comes to exports, exporting a total of $435 billion in goods, with refined petroleum being 7.9%, cars being 3.3% of that, and telephones being 3.1% of all of its exports. Now, as for imports, they sit at approximately 10th, importing $393 billion, with refined petroleum being 5.9%, crude petroleum being approximately 5.4% of that, and computers being 3.4%. But one thing that is truly amazing about its imports is the fact that the Netherlands is the #1 exporter of tulips and cut flowers. Yeah, that's right. Although cut flowers and tulips make up only 0.95%.
I remember seeing the video. It was like a Walmart with just tulips.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
flowers.
Although cut flowers and tulips make up only 0.95% of their exports according to a 2016 status, that same year they actually supplied the world with 56% of the cut flowers around the world. And in total in 2016, their tulip and cut flower exports equaled $4.16 billion, with Germany providing about 30% of that, the UK providing 15%.
Every time I hear that number about the tulip or just the flower exports in Germany, it's amazing. It's amazing.
With Germany providing about 30% of that, the UK providing 15%, and France 13%, and other countries around the world. So there you have it, guys. That is us looking at the Netherlands once again. And of course, it's amazing to learn so much about a great nation that boasts happiness and peace. And on top of that, guys, I have to say that there's a lot more about this country that we have shown here. And if you guys notice that we missed some facts, be sure to put it down there in the comment section below. And like I said, if this video gets more than 1,000 likes, well, then guess what? We're going to have to do part 3 because that's the way it rolls here on FTD Facts. So we do what you guys want to do. On top of that, guys, my name is Dave Walpole, and you guys can always leave a suggestion down there in the comment section below for a future FTD Facts video on any topic that you guys would like. We generally stick to countries, but let us know what you guys want us to talk about. And of course,
I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty much it for that video. But definitely, I'm gonna be looking up some flights to visit the Netherlands. Definitely gonna. I think the Netherlands got to be #1 on my list to visit. Sweden being #2, but definitely first place. Darta Traveler, y'all might see your boy in the Netherlands. I'm gonna be looking up and seeing some prices and stuff for some flights. But guys, that's all I have for this video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Continue to send me recommendations. Hey, don't forget to send me food and snack recommendations, what I should order. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.